I'm Ed Poole.
And I'm Susan Poole. And welcome to Louisiana Film History Flashback.
We have an exciting episode for James Bond lovers that goes way back over 100 years.
This film started an action series of 24 films spanning from 1917 to 1949.
Maybe he was James Bond's Cajun grandpa.
What? World War I was raging in Europe, and it was almost impossible to do entertainment filming there.
One of the films is about his daughter, who could have been or had a British son.
Numerous articles raved that the Wolf brought New Orleans to national attention as a filming site, thanks to its lighting, setting, atmosphere, architectural charm, climate, and abundance of cheap labor.
A stunt pilot accidentally crashes his plane, actors get caught underwater in the canal and had to be rescued, and a pedestrian was hit during the filming, and they just stuck it all in the film. Apparently, they didn't have attorneys back then.
This film was one of the earliest of New Orleans portraying France, showing that it was a lot cheaper to film here than try and recreate France in the studios.
So let's flash all the way back to 1917 for the accident-prone thriller, Lone Wolf. Louis Joseph Vance was a prolific author who wrote more than 40 novels. But his most successful literary character was the Lone Wolf, whose exploits were chronicled in a series written between 1914 and 1934. Part James Bond and part Simon Templar, the Lone Wolf was the nickname given to Michael Lanyard, a cultivated jewel thief who later turned his attention to solving crimes rather than committing them. The 9 books featuring the Lone Wolf formed the basis for over 24 films, the first of which was the 1917 photoplay titled, what else? The Lone Wolf. Just 3 years after his introduction in the novel, the popularity of the Lone Wolf caught the attention of famed film producer and director Herbert Brennan. Brennan approached Vance about rights to his famous novel. Mr. Vance received somewhere between $6,000 and $7,000 for his production rights. The plot of the film follows the life of a Parisian street thief named Marcel. When Marcel saves Master Crook Burke from the police, Burke adopts the youngster and teaches him his profession. Years later, Marcel has become a master crook himself, working under the name of Michael Lanyard. His clever work baffles the Paris police, who dub him the Lone Wolf. The Pack, a gang of criminals, notifies the Wolf that unless he joins them, he's marked for destruction. Lucy, an undercover agent masquerading as a crook to expose the gang, helps the Lanyard escape. This starts a series of adventures in which Lucy and the Wolf are pursued by the gang, finally making their escape to England by plane. The Pack follows, only to meet their death in a plane crash. Liberated from his tormentors, the Wolf vows to go straight and marries Lucy. The film showcases a top-notch silent-era cast. The role of Lanyard was played by Burt Lytell, a popular screen star of the silent film era who starred in romantic, melodrama, and adventure films. Broadway star Hazel Dawn starred as Lucy. According to several news articles of the day, in order to appear in the film, Dawn played hooky from her appearance on a stage production of The Century Girl, telling her producers that she was sojourning in Florida. It was her first film appearance in over a year. The remainder of the cast includes Cornish Beck, Alfred Hickman, and Robert Fisher. The Lone Wolf was Brennan's first melodrama, and authenticity was key in his first film's development. Although the film takes place in Paris, Brennan chose to film the exterior shots in New Orleans, or America's Paris. Brennan and his cast and crew arrived in the city on March the 10th, 1917, and filmed through April the 8th. Brennan then returned to his studio in New Jersey to complete interior scenes and some additional exterior footage. Brennan wanted his first foray into the action film industry to look and feel real, thus placing his actors in some precarious situations. One of the scenes involving Lytell and Dawn jumping from a roof of a building. In addition to roof jumping, the actors were involved in 3 harrowing action scenes, all done without stunt doubles. One of these thrilling shots was filmed in New Orleans. In this particular scene, 3 members of the pack pursue the hero and heroine by car. Lytle and Dawn barely escape over a raising jackknife drawbridge, but their pursuers drive headlong into an open draw and into the canal below. 3 actors who took the plunge escaped with minor injuries, although one was caught beneath the car and had to be rescued. This scene was filmed on the bridge over the New Basin Canal in West End. An article appearing in Variety magazine reported that while making the scene on the bridge near the Southern Yacht Club, an automobile used in the picture slid back and slightly injured a local citizen. The cameraman kept working, and the scene of the accident will be used in the film. The New Basin Canal no longer exists. It was filled in during the 1950s to create the Pontchartrain Expressway and West End Boulevard. While most melodramas of the time depended on one big punch scene for their success, The Lone Wolf had 3. In addition to the drawbridge sequence, another scene involved the burning of Tryon's, a Paris hotel, which was filmed at Brennan's New Jersey studio. The final scene of the film, which was shot over Staten Island, called for a plane to dive to the ground. The plan was to shoot an airplane in air and then build a prop wreckage. Unfortunately, during the shoot, the stunt pilot, Tex LeGrand, actually crashed to the ground. LeGrand was fortunate to escape with only minor injuries, although he smashed a $10,000 plane. The film's cameraman, Roy Hunt, was able to film the crash, providing both the fall and the wrecked vehicle without any additional cost to the film's budget. The Lone Wolf opened in New Orleans theaters on January 6, 1918, when it was premiered at Lowe's Crescent Theater and reviewed in the New Orleans papers as one of the most exciting pictures Mr. Lowe had yet staged. Unfortunately, it is believed that this film is lost, and all that remains are some stills, trade ads, and newspaper articles. This has been a presentation of Hollywood on the Bayou, preserving Louisiana's rich film history with books, prints, presentations, and exhibits. If you have questions, comments, or to learn more, you can visit our Facebook page or sign up for our Louisiana in Film newsletter, which is on our website, HollywoodOnTheBayou.com. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Louisiana Film History Flashback. Sue and I thank you, and we'll see you next time.